What's up, y'all? This is in Cartel, XIEN, exit ignorance into intelligence. And I'm here to talk about black intimacy, or just intimacy in general. And I just feel like sometimes during or just through my experience, I haven't gotten the full spectrum of what intimacy with a woman should actually be. And I don't mean intimacy just as in sex. I mean intimacy as in as far as like a relationship with a woman and building a foundation with a woman, raising a child from from those beginning steps, possibly getting married if you two choose so, or if you just choose to form a lasting relationship. Cause I don't know. I just feel like I've been in such a complete different world when it comes down to sex. I hear things from different teachers and people that give knowledge on sex and intimacy, and many people feel like you should just go and fulfill your greatest or like your sexual desires to the highest extent, like so like my example is kind of like, I don't want to say like whole life, but there's a period of time when I feel like women have, like, I guess they go through that phase or something like that, which is not bad. If you look at history, it shows prostitution is was a way to help women get through slavery, back, in the medieval times and whatnot, and, you know, days before that, or, in the future and whatnot, where women have been oppressed. Even today, women are still somewhat oppressed. Women have way more freedom than they have 20 years ago, but 20 years ago isn't that long ago. Maybe we can say 40 years ago now, because things are progressing. But at the same time, as far as like intimacy with your partner, I feel like that really gets subsided, especially in the black community. Um, and that's just like my experience from, people that I've called friends, and, elders, and, grown adults, even my father. Like, it's I've never I've never felt confident to come to these people and ask them about black intimacy. And it's weird because I've always been taught about the black woman, and about being, or just being a good man to a woman. It just feels like it's like letting go or something like that. It's weird. I feel like I don't see it as much. I don't hear it as much in hip hop anymore. R&B even. R&B is kind of like downplayed and drowned out by the mass media of hip hop. And the social standard, and kind of like this new wave generation where people just kind of like give in. And I'm just like, nah, bro. Like, I'm not, I want to find what I found. Like, I want that deep connection that I don't necessarily understand, especially, in the relationship I'm in now. Like, I want that man, that that ultimate man, intimate, passionate, patient type of energy. And it's like when you're learning how to be a man in this world, in this time period, especially a black man. Like, I don't really like saying a good black man, because good and bad are at that at fault. Sometimes it's like, You do a good deed, whatever, but sometimes it may have a bad outcome. You do a bad deed, and then it has a good outcome. Like it's catch 22. But as far as my experience, I've always sought after what I've wanted. Like I've always sought after love. Um, I I I stray away from that. Oh well, just uh, FBs get money. I ain't saying like nothing about getting money. Like if you get your paper, like that's extremely important. But as far as don't let the paper make you. Like, I don't hate on nobody dripping. If you dripped out, you got your Versace and whatnot, and you got your babe, whatever, dripped out too. I'm not hating on you. Like, go ahead and get it. But at the same time and time after again, you see these men, they got their partner, they main woman, they don't call them their wife. They just, oh yeah, that's my main, da da da. That's not saying like people like Dwayne Wade. Look at Dwayne Wade, how he treats Gabrielle Union. That is a great male partnership. Um, and you haven't heard anything about, oh well, Dwayne Wade cheated, da da da. But like I believe it was like Kobe Bryant got caught up in some stuff, and you just get these constant people that are successful that you expect, oh well, they may have the highest quality of intimacy, but who's to say that they were even taught male intimacy while they were younger from their parents? you know even in a given situation or how you were growing up. Myself, I grown up in a single parent home. I was taught by my mom, like I was told by my grandmother, I was told by my aunt. I was told by my family about black love. But at the same time, black manhood was something that was kind of strayed away. My father came into my life for a short period of time, but he would say stupid shit. Like, I'm sorry to use that language, but it's like, it's certain things you don't say to a boy or adolescent or a young man that's trying to grow into a perfected man. Like, especially when it comes down to these streets. Like, my father had this thing of where he made the streets sound cool. Like, and then at the same time, you had this uh discretion and this thing about, well, no, don't be playing around in the streets. So it's like this catch 22. Like it's this flip floppy type of vibe and this type of interaction, and it's just like that's not what a male, that's not what a boy, that's not what a man needs in this world right now today. A man needs a motherfucker to be on point. And even if you're not on point, whatever, at least take care of the house, bro. Like you gotta take care of the house. And that's one of the things that are extremely important. But on the flip side of that, because you have many men that know how to take care of the house, but at the same time, as far as the intimacy role and the playing a part of just keeping that woman, like it always, it just seems like it always flip flops. You don't see the men saying, oh yeah, whatever, me and my chick, we been together for 20, 40 years, whatever, and we had our ups and downs, whatever. Um, but this is how we stay together. You don't see that from many people. You don't hear interviews like that. It's always, oh well, what you dealing with now? It's like, yeah, well, I'm getting about a dozen. I'm just like, that's fine and all. You do your thing. But as far as the balance, the balance is just like, it's just like let go. And then like I guess this real conversation comes from like, don't put me in that category, bro. Like, don't put me in that category where you think that I'm the one uh, doing the same thing as these other dudes. And it's just like, yes, I have been in plenty of relationships. I've been in relationships that have lasted for a very long time, relationships that haven't lasted for a long time, relationships I was very committed to, and I thought it would last more than it lasted, but it didn't. And all these relationships taught me that this is exactly what I truly want. What do I truly want in life? And after my relationship with a woman that was extremely close, is at least to me, and I was in relationships even through the breakup, I still kind of held on to because that's where I learned how to be a man, and I learned how to take care of a house, how to take care of children. And I've never been in that position, even with like family and whatnot, or like, with younger children. I mean, I've had jobs taking care of children, but as far as being put in that role where it's just, family, we all growing up, this is your nephew, this is your little cousin, this is your, all my real family is in the South. Like, so it's just like I never got that experience. Um, and it's just important for the future, um, for just building trust within people and relationships. Like, I'm tired of people getting into, relationships with good people, and then I guess as soon as things like slip up or something like that, people just, oh, well, I'm making a dash. And it's just like things take time, but it's just like minor mistakes are okay, but extreme mistakes like falling into some vagina, or tripping up on some penis, like that's I mean, honestly, it's between the partner, it's between the couple at the end of the day, but it's not. It's not okay. Like, it's not. And even when you have friends, and that's my biggest thing right there. um you have friends that may have a certain type of thought about you that is off-putting, and when they come around someone that you're intimate with, and they may not do it while you're around, or they might do it around you around, but they'll slide something under the rug, and that shit is whack. It's not. It's I don't know. It's weird. Like, I don't understand how a man could do that to someone else's, like, man's partner. Like, it's weird. Um, and it's just this society kind of has this, especially the media has this whole thing of, well, I took your chick, da da da, this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, well, why is that cool? And people listen to this stuff. This is what people want to be on. Um, maybe because it happened to them. And it's like, that's fine and dandy and whatever. But you don't want to sit there and take on a negative energy that, was added on to you. Know what I mean? Like, that's putting you in a bad karma situation. And karma is important. I don't understand why people keep thinking that this karma thing is a joke. It's not a joke out here. And then it's people that talk about spirituality, or black love, or black power, or the fakes and phonies, that sit there and boast it up. And I'm not saying that's everybody. It's not everybody. But as far as when we talk about the media and what's being put out, um, and when I listen to children and what they how they interact with each other and shit, and they talking lit and being disrespectful to each other, and it's just like, nah, you gotta have a level of respect. There's nothing wrong with getting raunchy and and cursing and stuff like that when you're young sometimes, whatever, not around adults. But when you're around your friends, it's whatever, you be yourself. But at the same time, you learn a standard of respect, self-respect. It comes from self-respect. You can't sit there and call yourself a man, man, like, and you doing foul shit like that. I mean, if that's your lifestyle, that's your lifestyle. You do, it's going, it's gonna happen either way. But at the same time, don't get mad when somebody flip on you. Like, and that'd be my whole thing. It's just like people really get angry when somebody flip on them, or people tend to just walk away, which is good thing. But don't get mad when somebody flip on you. Like, it's too many times where we let, and don't get me wrong, like that affects our karmic circles as well if we just lash out. But at the same time, when we talk about appeasement, and just when you constantly let things go, let things slide, it builds up. And it builds up into these like little mini manufacturers of just thoughts that are constantly collected, and it's like it's built up into the heart, which creates resentment. And when you get older, you don't want to have resentment in your heart for some shit that happened 20, 30 years ago, and then you keep that resentment from letting yourself evolve, like, or letting yourself move forward, or letting yourself you know be in an intimate relationship. And as far as like really, really asking and writing, you know, what you want in life, and when you ask God for things, or when you ask the universe for things, or whatever spiritual being that you are associated with, like you ask these things, and you gotta have your full commitment. And it's just like when you do get it, you're gonna protect it with everything you have. You're gonna cherish it. So I don't know. When people turn up, I'm not mad. I'm glad. And if they just yelling and screaming, that's fine. They end up hitting the motherfucker. You know, not saying like that's not right. Hitting is out of the question, because it creates a different situation. Hitting is wrong. But at the same time, when you have a stalemate, you got to get a check. You're aiming for the check. And some people are just gonna flip the board. They just like, nah, bro, you cheated. You did some fuck shit. And it's not right that people who do bullshit continuously, they get the appeasement. Like they get this little achievement, this little goal reward, at the end of the day. And I'm just like, for why? Because you didn't ruin somebody that you said that, oh, this is the person that I love, or this is my brother. That's not brotherhood. That's not manhood. That's not whatever type of hood that you think, you are. It's not. Like, and it's weird because I see all y'all that look up to Nipsey Hussle, and y'all don't necessarily follow that vibe. I don't know Nipsey's life. I don't know what he went through with women and stuff like that. But as far as Lauren London chose to be with Nipsey. Nipsey chose to be with Lauren, and that's a that was a pretty intimate relationship. You know, if you know Lauren London's actual like history, if you study her background, type of woman that she actually is. She's a down to earth chick. She got that new quality. Like, and Nipsey was her Rashad. Like, and it's like, damn, that's like my true experience moment in what intimacy is as a young black man in the hood. And you're not really interested in, let me bounce around with this one, like, because you just want that ride, that one just gonna just ride with you to the is Bonnie and Clyde. So it's just like that's basically my final point. Um, of black intimacy is it just has to be created with real love, but it's a thought process. It's something that you gotta work for. If you really want that, it's gonna come to you. And sometimes it may not come in the first relationship that you get into. You do gotta go through relationships in order to learn, exactly what you want. Um, but you also gotta learn that everything in a relationship is not gonna be fair. You know, we all have past experiences. We have self doubts, we have insecurities, we have baggage. And when you come into a relationship, it's to kind of let that go. Life ain't gonna get easier, it's gonna get a little tougher, but at least you have somebody to talk to if you are talking to your partner. Conversation is very important, and key when it comes down to intimacy, because you have to learn what the person want. You can't just be a lot of times men fall into this role where they just want to take over. And it's just like it's not your job to take over, bro. It's your job to create balance. Like men hold the law, women hold creation. Like that's balance. Like it's plus and minus. It's not just minus minus or plus plus, even though they try to make it that way. You know, some people find intimacy with plus plus minus minus. Like that's that's cool. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But as far as man, woman, black intimacy, just intimacy period between a man and a woman, if you truly want that Bonnie Clyde relationship, that ride or die by all costs, and it don't gotta be no crazy dramatic, drug cartel type thing, whatever. Just regular life, just experiencing this world around you through just love, conversation, and yes, sex. Yes, sex, but it doesn't have to be porno. Like it don't gotta be, oh well, yeah, I wore that out, da 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 da, and I done, did it with this one, that one, flipped it. Like grow and learn with your partner. Like it's gonna come. You just gotta, if you really want it, and if you're really with that partner that you're really truly supposed to be with, if you're really seeking that person, then is they're gonna come. Like, and if they make a mistake, like it's truly up to y'all to kind of just come back from it and heal. But once you start involving other things and other people into your life and relationship, then that's when things will take a downfall. If you're neglecting to actually take a good look in the mirror and be like, you know what, I was just wrong in that situation, and it's on both sides. It's not just for the man to do it; it's for the woman to do it as well. Um, if you're not taking those good hard looks in the mirror on a daily occasions, and it don't gotta be every day, like but just frequently, throughout the week at least, like not reflecting on your partner, then you gotta ask, is this the relationship I really want to be in? Like, You gotta, it can't just be about the sex. It can't just be about the money. It can't just be about the baby. It can't just be about the house or the motherfucking severance package that it can't just be about that. And you have many families that are in this world that just survive off love and commitment, but it ain't. It's like it's being shown in these little cheesy ass, fake ass, Christmas type vibe stories and whatnot. And like I'm just like, nah, we don't need that. We wanna hear this shit in hip hop. Like I I listen to Trippy Red. Like, and of course, I know Trippy Red, he throwing some, oh, I'm hitting that, hitting this. But he also put love. He put this love vibe and energy into his rap music. Like, his music that's from his heart. Like, and I don't necessarily see that from a lot of dudes. Like, Drake kind of, not really. Like, he just talk about it generically, but he know how to kind of sing a little bit, but that don't the words mean things. When you're a writer and you putting together sentences and whatnot for the people to listen and enter what is it? Like, just to ingest, and when they refer back, rebuttal it back, like it creates a vibe, it creates a mentality, like, and it's just like if you constantly listen to music that's like, oh yeah, da da da, that's gonna be your vibe, and then I'm not saying, oh well, keep away from the music, but just have self-awareness, have just know what you listening to, know what you putting inside yourself, and how it's gonna reflect back. um just listen with your heart, bro, and don't fault, don't falter, don't falter on your partner. Like, just learn to study them. Like, to be honest, and if some things happen, whatever, and you end up making mistakes, you gotta learn from your mistakes. If you end up in a relationship that you don't want to be in, but say, like, you guys do have a baby or something like that, then you got to learn how to come together with that woman and just really understand, like, yo, listen, this is not what I want, but I don't want to sit there and put the child at fault. I don't want the child to be, feel like they neglected. Let's keep, raising our child and whatnot, but let's not continue to have resentment. Marlon Way. And Marlon Way is a perfect example of a black man and a black woman who had a divorce but still live with each other and still kind of have a bond, they have a friendship. And it's just like I haven't seen no other show like that. Like, you have other shows and stuff like that, and like they get a divorce and it's a prenup, and people fighting. It's a whole bunch of drama and shit. And I'm just like, I'm tired of seeing all this drama. Where the healing at? Where the healing at? Yeah, the drama's cool. It's funny, whatever. It make you think, whatever the fuck, and make you want to talk and gossip. But what a balance, bro. Like, what a balance. So, anyway, this is XIE, and I be trying to, like, freaking cut these videos short, but they always go to like 30 minutes and shit. Like, and I promised, like, I was gonna cut these videos up, but yo, editing is I see why these niggas have computers and shit like that, and they hate editing. Like, but nah, it makes sense though. Um, but yeah, anyway, this is Zen, and I'm signing out. And thank you for listening.